Jesus Christ, let me mistake.
Okay, I consent, right?
No, you clicked on broadcast by mistake. You're not meant to do live here.
Here's your cup.
Meaning, you said the webinar ahead of time.
That means I started it ahead of time. I've stopped sharing.
No, you click on broadcast. You're meant to click on broadcast. Broadcast means you've started the event already. Like we're live, everybody.
Oh.
So we're like
we still have like 8 minutes.
7 minutes early. We're already live. So attendees, they can now see us. So you guys, welcome to this right Friday. We started a bit early. It was by mistake. Sorry about that. But even if you can hear me, I think we just spend a few minutes doing mic check while others still join. It was meant to start by 7. I was 7 minutes early. But if you can hear me, just drop a thumbs up and let me know. Somebody said chat. See, if somebody saying thumbs up.
Yeah, no, but you know, Liverpool.
Okay, I think it's not yet 7, so I don't think attendance is going to be open yet.
Yeah, we can just wait for them to join. So should I consent to the recording?
Okay, so while we wait for a few minutes to pass by, I'll just be in the chat section to interact with you guys. Why we have like 5 more minutes before it's meant to officially start. Because they could be early by mistake. So far, I don't know how many people here from cohort 1, cohort 2, cohort 3. You can check the chat, drop the chats, and let us know what cohort you're in. Like I know what cohorts are present here. If you're not in any particular cohort, you can just say none. I'll be in the chat section. What cohorts are you in CareerEx? Are you in our cohort? Are you in our cohort 2? Are you in our cohort 3? Or you just friends share this to you and
Should I consent to the recording? Hello? Is that?
okay, so I can see that everybody here is from cohort 3. That's nice. So so far has so what part are you in? What track are you in? Are you in back end? Are you in front end? Are you in cybersecurity? I know some of you have started projects, some of you have had a glimpse of your projects and all. So I want to know which track you are doing. Okay, I have a duo from data science. That's nice. I have another data science from someone from data science, Samuel. Data science is much here, very, very active. It's very, very active. Yes, I have cybersecurity. Okay, you have front end, Chidema back end, for three. You have Olabisi, cybersecurity. Okay, so you have some active people here. I'm surprised product design is not here. Product managers, they're not here. And I didn't know here. Front end developers, where are you at? Where are you at? You still have more data science coming. And you are from data science. Is a Chima from data science. Okay, we have finally have someone from front end. Oyetunde from front end. So the product managers are not here, and the designers are not here. So we have like 1 more minute before we start. All right, so it's already 7 p.m. So hi guys, welcome to today's Variety Friday. Welcome to this Variety Friday. I hope we all had a very nice week and all for all doing good. I know what at our project stage, whereby we're not building things we want to do. We've been talking about classes, we've been learning for how many months, almost 2 months, and now it's time to put that into action. If head talk is time to work, it's time to actually work the work in particular, and also yeah, so building phase commences, and then after building, what comes up after building? When you're done, the CareerEx, you're done, you have a project to show, a live project to show what comes next, and which is actually something we're going to talk into now in today's Variety Friday. So our topic today is actually based off LinkedIn and personal branding, which I think a lot of people don't really think it's very important, because it's very important to actually, how do you go about landing your first job? How do you go about like increasing that presence? So they know that, oh, when they see tech stuff, they see tech bros, when somebody just see, they know that, okay, this is a developer, this is a designer, this is a product manager, like that image is there, but you have to actually do it, because if you don't talk about it, nobody know what to do. You don't actively go about it, nobody will know what to do, and you can be seeing offers and gigs like passing you by. Networking is very important. That branding, that image is very, very, very important. It's a key thing. Like you have to attach to a skill. It's a skill on its own. It's a very, very it's a very useful skill on its own. And today we're diving deep into that with our special guest, Jemima Jameson. She's a brand specialist. She does this for a living. She's good at putting your image out there, giving it tips and all. So I think she will take over from here. Jemima, you can introduce yourself a bit. Let us know more about you, Jemima James.
All right. I'll just go
And clap to welcome her. Or drop a thumbs up reaction.
Thank you everyone. Okay, I can't see the thumbs up. Where do I see it? Is there a chat?
It comes with to come. If you don't want to know about how to market yourself,
Okay, then let me start.
write the reactions, write the thumbs up. Just welcome our honored speaker. She's going to give you some tips out there. It's very, very important that most people don't really know. So just welcome out a thumbs up. Head, nice. Come across the screen. A thumbs up.
Good.
Anyone.
Thank you so much. Okay, so my name is Jemima Jameson. Thank you everyone. Thank you. My name is Jemima Jameson, and I have been on LinkedIn for about 2 years now, 2 years plus, and I have gotten jobs on LinkedIn, gigs. I landed my first remote job on LinkedIn. So after sending proposals on so many platforms, all the remote platforms and all of that, I just decided that let me go on LinkedIn. As a matter of fact, somebody told me about it and I had to check it out for myself. So the person who told me about it told me that I should just focus on building my personal brand, not necessarily looking for a job, finding out, sending CVs randomly, and just, spamming people with my resume. And I did not do that. I went the route of building my personal brand, which is creating content on LinkedIn. And within 5 months, I got my first remote job. After a few months, I got another gig from someone outside Nigeria. So when it comes to building on LinkedIn, you are not just building because you want a job. You are building because you are trying to get the best available jobs for your skill, which has to do with clients outside of Nigeria and clients who can pay you very well for your skill and for your service. So after 1 year, I had already got, before 1 year, like I said, 5 months, I had already got my first remote job from LinkedIn, and many other networks, many other opportunities, business partners that I met on LinkedIn. And one thing that I'm going to say is that LinkedIn actually works. It just depends on how much effort you are trying or you are willing to put into it. So I have worked as a brand strategist and content writer, copywriter for the past 2 years, and it all started on LinkedIn. So let's just dive right into it. Let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Please help me check if you can see.
It's a brief intro to the students. So if you are now current cohort 3, the attendance session is open for marking. I'll be in the comment section checking if it's not working. So if you cannot mark attendance right now, just indicate the track and I'll look into it. But the attendance session is open. You can log into your dashboard and you can mark the attendance. So Jemima, I can see your screen.
Okay. Can you still see it?
Yeah, I can still see your screen. You're welcome to LinkedIn Personal Branding 101, how to land your dream job on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yeah, but now I think it's, I can see that now. So you're there already. You can see your screen.
Yes. Okay, so welcome to LinkedIn Personal Branding 101, how to land your dream job on LinkedIn. As you can see, I'm very excited because this is something I have been on for years, and I have learned so much in this journey, in this process. Okay, this is the introduction, which I had already done. So let's just go right into it. I think, are we stopping before 7 minutes to 8? Like, is this a 1 hour session, like strictly 1 hour?
No, like from you mean we sent out, it's 1 hour, so we do 45 minutes for
Like by the time
5 minutes presentation, the 15 minutes for Q&A. So just 1 hour session total.
but at the end of the 1 hour, will it shut down? I want to know in case so that I know how to manage my time.
No, it doesn't shut. No, no. You can do it if it doesn't shut down. We can do extra minutes.
Okay. Okay. But I'll try to stick to the time. I just wanted to know that. So,
Okay.
what is personal branding? Some of you might be asking, what is personal branding? Some of you might have heard the word already before, but let's just look at what it is. Personal branding is a process of building an online presence that reflects your skill, experiences and attracts the right opportunities for your brand. So you are in a process, mind you, that's the first thing that you need to know. You are in the process, so you are not there yet. That allows you to relax and, take one step at a time. When you come on LinkedIn, you are not trying to have 1,000 followers the second day or the third day. Just try to honor and fall in love with the process. It's a process of building an online presence that reflects your skill and your experiences and attracts the right opportunities for your brand. So if you are building on your personal brand, so if you build your personal brand right, 60% of the opportunities that you're going to get will be from leads who reach out to you first. So that is the idea behind building your personal brand. That is the idea is that you get the clients to contact you and close the gig, close the opportunity without you reaching out to them first. They reach out to you first. So in a normal setting where you have to share your service or have to look for a job, you are sending out CVs. And if you have already started sending out CVs, you know how that is. You know what it means to send out CVs and continue piling up rejection emails. You can pile rejection emails for 3 years. And that is going to be you're going to be exhausted at the end of the day. So the best thing that I have seen and a lot of professionals have seen is building a personal brand. And the best place to start building your personal brand, if you're into tech, if you're a tech professional, if you have learned a digital skill, is on LinkedIn, especially if you're not in the mood to start creating video content yet for TikTok and Instagram. So LinkedIn is one of the best places for you to start and start generating those leads from your content. So 60% of the opportunities, yes, that means that leaves 40% for you to also do your cold outreach, for you to reach out to clients. But 60% of the opportunities you are going to close are the people who reach out to you first, because mind you, they have already seen the value. That's the idea. They have already seen the value before they reach out to you, instead of you trying to pitch the value to them. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. But before I do that, I'd like to know if we are in sync. So is everybody here? Can I see thumbs up, or just indicate with your favorite emoji or something to let us know that you are still here with us? All right, thank you very much. I can see some thumbs up. It's new. Okay, thank you so much. All right, so let's continue. Okay, so building your personal brand on LinkedIn. What does it mean to build your personal brand on LinkedIn? LinkedIn has 75 million businesses, 67 million businesses. 67 million businesses have an active presence on LinkedIn, and so do their executive officers. So this is guaranteed that a lot of professionals and business owners are active on LinkedIn, and it is the easiest place to get their attention. If you don't get their attention through your content, you can get their attention through your comments on their posts, or you can get their attention through a message, a networking message. You're not trying to pitch anything anything. You're not trying to sell anything. You're just executives, all of these business owners, all of these founders are on LinkedIn. So you can just go online right now and look for a brand or a business that you would love to work with in the next, say, 3 years. You would love to work in that company and search for the business owners, search for the executives, search for the marketing officers, and send them a message. You can track within 6 months, following up those businesses where you want to work. And within 6 months, you can land a job in that company if you have your skill and your portfolio together. We'll come to that. So the second thing is that LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network. That means 70% of the people on LinkedIn are trying to express their self, express their skill, express their service, their business. It's a place for serious-minded people to meet. And yes, this used to scare some people away. Some people feel like, oh no, I can't do LinkedIn. LinkedIn is too cringe. LinkedIn is that. I see a lot of things on Twitter. People really don't want to go into LinkedIn. But the truth is that LinkedIn works. That is because it works. That's why it feels so cringe and so difficult. Yes, other platforms work, but LinkedIn is a professional platform. So when you come on LinkedIn, you're going to meet professionals on your level, professionals below your level, and professionals above your level. And trust me, you are always going to be inspired by all of these levels. You are always going to have something to learn, something to give, and something to take from these levels of professionals. So when you launch your career, that tech skill that you have just completed, whether it's data analyst, whether it's software developer, whether graphic designer, content writer, whatever skill that you have just acquired, the best place to launch that skill, that career, is on LinkedIn, because you are already in a pool of professionals, and the best that you can get, or the worst that can come out of it, is that you learn and you stay inspired. That kind of focus is what you need to keep growing. Okay, so building your personal brand on LinkedIn is deciding to show up and connect on an international and professional level, and your strategy should focus on highlighting your value and expertise. So you are showing up professionally. Yes, it can be quite difficult to do that if you have not already made up your mind or put your mindset in that arena yet. It can be quite difficult. But the thing is that is how you get results, like I said earlier. So when you're showing up on LinkedIn, you are showing up, you are deciding to connect on an international and professional level. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because every platform has its function, right? TikTok has its function. TikTok is for fun and entertainment. That platform was created for fun and entertainment. People go there to have fun. People go there to just laugh and just while away time. When people go on TikTok, they are not actually expecting to see anything productive. If they stumble on something productive that catches their attention, they would watch it, yes, and they will learn from it. They might even follow up, but that's not the reason why they went there. So now that brings us back to LinkedIn. LinkedIn was created for professionals. LinkedIn was created for you to sell your skill, sell your services, and get the right attention. So the people that come on LinkedIn, the people that go to LinkedIn are recruiters. Recruiters, that is their playground. LinkedIn is their playground. So they go on LinkedIn to find potential staffs, potential hires, talents, people that can, even in the next 3 years, they can map you, they can just, send you a message, but they don't really have a job. They don't necessarily have a role for you at that moment, but they can see you. They can see you and they will track you. And when they are ready to reach out to you, they will do just that. So as much as people go on TikTok to have fun, recruiters, business owners go to LinkedIn to find talents. So that is why it's very crucial for you to position yourself on LinkedIn when you are just launching your career, especially as a tech professional or as a digital entrepreneur. So that is what it means to build on LinkedIn, to show up on a professional level. So why should you show up on LinkedIn? Yes, a lot of people, like I said earlier, are not really interested. Like, they don't care. They have even added it to the things that I'm not falling for. But why should you show up on LinkedIn? One of the most in-demand skills for 2030, according to the United Nations, is social influence and leadership. So for the next 5 to 10 years, we are going to be in this influencer loop. I'm saying influencer because that's the word that we can relate to, but in essence, it's leadership and social influence. So you have an opportunity to start now to grow that influence. So when you position yourself on LinkedIn, you are telling the world that you are trying to grow your social influence and leadership. And the thing about LinkedIn, I've noticed is that people just assume that people on LinkedIn are serious. Have you observed it? they just assume that if you have an active presence on LinkedIn, you are too serious. And what happens when someone is too serious? You get serious deals. People take you seriously when they perceive that you're serious. Yes, people take you seriously when you take yourself seriously. So positioning yourself on that platform for social influence and leadership makes them to understand, okay, this is the right person to network with. This person knows what they are doing. If we have a public speaking opportunity, we want this person to take it. You get what I'm saying now. The second thing is that you connect with professionals in your industry. You can go on LinkedIn and just attend a very random audio call, audio conference, audio meeting, and the next thing you are receiving messages from people. This is one very, very serious hack. Just note it down now. You can go on LinkedIn and attend an audio meeting, and a lot of people from that audio meeting will follow you. They will connect with you just because you are in that meeting. And the kind of people that are there, you can't even really say or imagine who those people are. But they are going to immediately connect with you.
Sorry to cut it short. Sorry to cut it short. But can you make your slide bigger? Make it a bit bigger. I noticed that you see a button at the bottom right of your screen. You can click on that to make it full screen so you can fully see it.
Okay.
At the bottom right, it's like a.
Is it better now?
It has like. I will click on it.
Is it better? Yes.
Like on my own side, it's showing. It still looks the
Okay.
same. It still looks the
Sorry.
same.
Hold on.
It's close to the zooming section. It's like the last button there. It has like 2 pointed arrows, so you can make it full screen. Okay, yeah, I think
Okay. Is that better?
you're zooming. The arrow, the last arrow, just the last arrow. I think that will make it full screen instead of just zooming in. The last, yeah, that one, yes, that one.
Yeah, it's not showing here. Sorry. I have to. Sorry. Is it better? Can you hear me? Is it better? Hello? CareerEx?
It's better. It's better. I don't know why Zoho takes time to unmute me, but it's better.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so connect with other professionals in your industry, attract international jobs and opportunities, establish yourself as an expert in your industry. So when you're on LinkedIn, like I already said, people take you seriously. So you can easily become an expert. You can easily be perceived as an expert. And the thing about being perceived as an expert is that people will come to you for value. People will come to you for knowledge. It doesn't even take more than 3 weeks for you can get a job on LinkedIn in 3 weeks if you can do this thing I'm talking about right now, to position yourself as an expert, especially if you already are. There is no need to be going back and forth, to be beating around the bush, when you already know that you are good at what you do. When you already know that you are 60% better or 30% better than the people that you have seen that are already doing well in that industry. You just have to do the right thing and position yourself right to get that opportunity. People get opportunities, jobs with less than 1,000 followers because they know what they are doing. So once you are able to position yourself as an expert, aka I know what I'm doing, you are already on your way to landing an opportunity on LinkedIn. And then the last thing, you gain visibility for your brand and for your business. This, when you have established yourself as a business, that is, if you have a business that you are trying to promote on LinkedIn, it's very easy for you to generate leads because people already know you, people already trust you on that platform, and you can then sell to them. So selling is not the first thing you do, but when you have gained visibility, you can easily sell. You can sell so much of whatever service, whatever skill, whatever programs or masterminds you have on LinkedIn when you have the right brand. Okay, steps to building a compelling personal brand on LinkedIn. Okay, first we have optimization, content strategy and consistency, engagement and networking, confidence and mindset, and then brand identity. So let's just go over it. Optimization. LinkedIn is one platform that you have to do the most optimization for. And that is because of the way the algorithm works. It's a text-based platform. So it's just like when you are writing SEO content. SEO is search engine optimization. So search engine optimization does a lot of behind the scenes with text content. So because LinkedIn is text-based, a lot of optimization has to be done for you to get visibility, for you to get the right attention. So optimization is a core part of LinkedIn. When you get on LinkedIn, the first thing that you should do is to optimize your page. Once you open your LinkedIn profile, your platform, the first thing you should do is to optimize. It can be very, you can feel, oh, it's not that serious, I'll do it later. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Once you open your profile, start optimizing your platform. You may not even have to create content to get the role you are looking for, depending on how much in need of that or how much sought after that role is. So the idea behind optimization is clarity. We want to know who you are straight up. We don't want to guess. We don't want to assume. We want to know if this person is a software developer. We want to know if this person is a front-end developer. We want to know if this person is a back-end. If you're an app developer, whatever you are, we want to know. If you're a virtual assistant, we want to know from the get-go. We don't want to guess. We don't want to assume. Once we go to your profile, we want to know that this is what this person does. So if you have two skills that you are trying to position for, the best thing that you can do is to make it one. Look for a way to make it work. So 6 parts of your profile that must be optimized. Optimization means making the best use of something. That means whatever you do in this section, you are trying to make the best use of your platform. So everything is for you to get the results that you want. So the first thing is your headline. Your headline is a very important part of your LinkedIn profile. I wish I had that. I wish I can go to LinkedIn here and show you, but let's just go. Maybe at the end, if we have some time, I'll just quickly do it. So your headline, your featured section, your experience and qualification, your banner, and your about section. So your headline talks about your profile, your bio, what you do. On that part, you want to be very clear. You want to be very straightforward. Because remember, it's SEO, it's search engine optimization. They want to come to your profile and just pick. Because what the recruiters do is that they just search for that particular talent, for that particular role, or for that particular skill. And whatever comes up at the top of it is that's the person they are going to contact. So it's usually the most active people that get those roles. Because when the search engine does the work, it brings up the people who have a fresh post, who have fresh content. That's why it's important to post. So your headline is going to immediately tell them that, okay, this person is a virtual assistant, this person is a graphic designer, this person is a software developer, this person is back end, this person is a tech writer. So once the search engine sees you, they can then send you a message. But if your headline is too confusing, they are not going to even find you on the platform. You will not be found. So it's easy to get lost on LinkedIn if you do not have these things put together. So your headline, your featured section is where you talk about what you do, your experiences. It's just for display, for you to display your experiences. You can attach some of the work you have done in your featured section. If you have gone for a public speaking opportunity, you can attach it there. Those are PowerPoints. That is what will compel people to continue on your page, on your profile. So the third thing is your experience and your qualification. Now, it's a lot of people struggle with this because they don't have the experience. You are a beginner. The best thing that you can do is to volunteer. I did that. The best thing you can do is to volunteer to get that experience. So you can just find somebody who is in your industry, who you can talk to and tell the person you want to volunteer for their company for maybe 1 month or 3 months or 6 months. And if it's a solopreneur, even better. So your experience section needs to have something. Another thing that you can do is to create your own work. That is your personal projects. If you have your personal projects, you can attach it to your experience section. The third thing that you can do is that you can start your own business. So you can start your own business and register it on LinkedIn. You can open a business today, register it on LinkedIn today, and tomorrow you have your portfolio or your personal project that you have attached to that business, and you attach it as your experience. The main thing is that they want to know that you have done this work before. They want to know that you understand their industry and what they need. So the experience, remember, it has to be tailored to what your clients, your potential clients, the people who hire you need. So do your research, find out what exactly is in the market right now. What are people looking for? What in your industry is hot? And create a portfolio for that. And showcase it in your experience section. You can do that in 1 week. You can do that in 3 days, depending on how long it takes for you to create something for your personal project or for you to volunteer. And then the banner and display picture. The display picture is your headshot. That is the headshot, just your picture on LinkedIn. The first picture people see, the picture of your face. And that is very important because LinkedIn is a text-based platform. That means it's slightly boring. We want to see some picture. We want to see some color. And if you do not take it seriously, that is what people are going to look at. People are going to look at your face. At the point where they come to your platform, they are going to want to see your face. They are going to look at your face. And if they just feel any kind of way about the picture, like you don't take yourself seriously, you don't put in any effort, you don't have a professional photo, they are going to move on. They are going to move on to the next person. So your display picture is very, very important on LinkedIn. A clear background, no designs, just you and a professional headshot. Very, very important. And then your about section. Your about section is where you talk about yourself, who you are, maybe your story, how you started, and the skills that you offer or the services that you offer. Just something short, but very important. I've gotten a job just from the about section. Someone just sent me a message. I read your about section. It's very compelling. Please, can you help me do this? Just the about section. So everything I have mentioned here is very important. But your about section, your display picture, your headline, don't play with them. And then your portfolio, I've already talked about that when I talked about the volunteering, the experience and the qualification. You need to have a portfolio because that is where people are going to know that, okay, this person is doing something. This person has the experience that I need. Your portfolio is not going to take you too long to create, maybe 3 weeks, to just put in maybe 2 to 3 types of content. Look for a free website. You can use clippings and attach that link to your LinkedIn. So you have a portfolio, and anybody who wants to hire you can just go there and look at your portfolio to know if you have the skills that they're looking for, if you have the experience, hands-on experience of what they are looking for, and then before they can send you a message. And then your skills, all of the skills that you can offer, all of the skills that you have, the combination of skills. If you are a developer, you know all the skills that you need to position yourself as an experienced developer, someone who knows what they're doing. So that's about 6 to 7 skills in that niche that you need. You just attach it there and you're good. So let's go to the next one. Okay, so now we have content, strategy, and consistency. So first of all, consistency on LinkedIn means that you have to start and not stop until you get what you want. You have to start and not stop until you get what you want. I promised myself, in fact, my friend told me, people are going to ignore you, but you need to keep going. When I started posting on LinkedIn, he said, give it a year. Although it didn't take up to a year, it took about 5 months. But he told me to give it up to a year. So you have to go there like, I have to come out of this place with something and do that. It means you have to start and not stop until you get what you want. So whether you're posting 3 times a day, whether you're posting twice a week, you have to be consistent for that first 90 days that you have just started on LinkedIn. So what am I saying? When you start posting on LinkedIn, even if you just start today and you're saying, okay, fine, I'm starting my LinkedIn journey all over again, do not stop for at least 90 days. That is how you get results, because you are going to build the algorithm. You are going to teach the algorithm to pay attention to you. It's mostly algorithm. So that consistency is going to build your highlights and make sure that you are growing and you're stacking up. As you keep stacking up those posts, that is how your highlights, your analytics will continue to grow until you get to a point where the right people can see you, because you need that synergy, you need that momentum to get what you want. You understand? Okay, so the next thing is your content strategy. That highlights, okay, you need a content strategy that highlights your experience, your results, what results you have gotten for your clients, whatever you have done in your personal projects, the experience that you have, your story, your personal story, your success story. These are things that people want to see on LinkedIn. There is a different kind of content strategy for Instagram. There's a different kind of content strategy for TikTok. But on LinkedIn, this is what they want to see. So that first day when you started a new course, share it on LinkedIn. That experience you have where you are trying to, you're job hunting and you get an interview opportunity for the first time, share it on LinkedIn. That's a journey, that's a process, that's an experience that you need to post on LinkedIn. So remember, we said you have to show up professionally because it's a global platform. So your story, your personal story, these are stories of your success, your journey, your experience, any kind of glitch, any kind of, even if it's a negative story, you know how to make use of it in a way that it's going to get the attention that you need. It's going to get you the attention that you need. That's the whole concept behind strategy when it comes to media. So your story, your personal story, the sad ones that are inspiring, you started from a particular place 2 years ago, you were struggling, or you didn't have this, you didn't have that, you didn't have a skill, you didn't have an online presence, and these are things that you wanted. And now you have that, even in a little measure. That is a story. Yes, the beginning may not be soothing, but it's inspiring. It's going to inspire the next person to know that, okay, there is something here. They are making progress here, and people love to engage with that content. These are things that people love to engage with. That is what I brought up here. So the fourth thing is valuable tips and strategies that will put you at the top of the mind of your potential hires and the people who need your service, people in your industry. So you have to share knowledge. You have to share valuable tips. You have to share strategies things that it can be very simple things. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be technical. It doesn't have to be complex. But these are just simple things that people will look at and say, oh, wow, I didn't know that. The people in your community, your audience. I remember one time when one guy just posted about fonts. He's a graphic designer. And he posted about how to mix and match fonts. And that post was so interesting that the next time I needed a graphic designer for an e-flyer I wanted to do, I went to look for that guy. I looked for him for almost, I think it was early in the morning, like around 3 to 4 a.m. I was looking for him until for about 3 hours. I was looking for this guy because I felt like this is the person I want to work with. This person knows what they are doing. This person knows what they are doing. This is the person I wanted to work. I didn't want to work with, and there were many other graphic designers on LinkedIn, but this is the person that has influenced me per se. This is the person that has made an impact in my journey, because after reading that post, I went and did some trick to my own fonts, the fonts that I do on Canva. And it was exciting and I loved it. He also did some on colors, color combinations. You understand, if you are trying to create a personal brand identity, you need to understand how to combine colors. So he did that and it was really impressive. And this guy doesn't even have up to maybe 3,000 followers at that time. But it was so interesting and it caught my attention and I just wanted to work with this person. So what am I saying? Why am I saying this? Your valuable content doesn't have to be complex. It has to solve a problem. It has to solve a very small problem, a problem that's going to keep your audience stuck on you to the point where they're going to be searching for you on the platform. So what do the people in my community not know about my industry that can improve the quality of their life, that can improve the quality of their brand? So that is the concept behind it. What do the people in my community not know about my industry? It can be something very recent. It can be something that is already a popular concept, but they just need to be reminded of that thing to help them cut through any glitch, any difficult, any challenge that they are having at that time. If you can just solve that small problem for you, they are stuck. So that is the idea behind value, creating valuable content for your community, for your audience on LinkedIn. So those are the 4 things: experience, results that you have or that you can provide for your clients, story, your personal story, your success story, and then value. Those are the kind of content that gets the right attention on LinkedIn. Yeah. Okay, so I like to do a follow-up just to know if we are following. Perry, are you there? I don't know. Have I been talking to myself? What is going on? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, it's slow. Okay.
Yeah, I think it might be network or something like that. Or we can hear you.
All right.
Just
So
a few. Yeah, they're clapping. The claps are coming in, and
okay.
thumbs up are coming in. Okay. But your slide, I don't know if you can make it a bit bigger. It's showing. I just zoomed out. It's showing a bit smaller on my own side.
Really?
Is it like a zoom in?
I can
don't know
zoom.
what.
I can zoom. I did a
I
zoom in
don't know
earlier.
what platform this is. Right, it's meant to.
Just check the zoom. Check the zoom.
Okay. It's better.
Is it
Yeah.
better?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Okay. Send me a screenshot just so that I know what you're saying. Send me a screenshot. Okay. So we've gone beyond this. Okay, so engagement and networking best practices. Engagement is a core part of almost every social media platform today. because they want to know that you are using their platform. They want to know that they want to prioritize people who actively use their platform. Every social media has something with engagement this today, but I don't know for other platforms, but LinkedIn engagement is key. Engagement is key on LinkedIn. Everything you do on LinkedIn builds up your analytics. In fact, it comes down to that. Everything you do on LinkedIn builds up your analytics. So if you are not engaging, it's going to affect your content. It's going to affect your visibility. So engagement is constantly using the platform. It works a lot on TikTok also. And also LinkedIn is one place I've seen that this works, and TikTok, but LinkedIn emphasizes more on engagements. It thrives on engagement. So you're engaging 1 hour before and 1 hour after you post. 1 hour before and 1 hour after. That 2 hours interval is going to boost your content, boost your profile, and allow people to see you. So when you go on LinkedIn, you might see someone with very low engagement. It just means that they didn't engage for that day. And sometimes it's stressful. Yes, you can't keep engaging all the time. Sometimes you just want to post and disappear. But at that, remember, the first 90 days, you're building, you're launching, you need to put in the work. You need to do the work. 1 hour before and 1 hour after posting. Engage on the posts of potential clients and genuinely look out for their content. So there are people, when you go on LinkedIn, there are people who are in your industry. They are there in your industry. They are doing amazingly well. They have the potential of hiring you. Some of them are marketing executives. Some of them are chief executive officers. Some of them are the business owners. You might not even know, but just look at their profile. Just take a look at their profile. Anybody you see on LinkedIn, just take a look at their profile. Sometimes they have the capacity to hire you. If it is somebody, if you have also done the work of researching about the person. So on that kind of person's post, you just leave a meaningful comment, like their posts all the time. They are going to notice you. They will know that this person is always on my post, except the person has maybe 100,000 followers. They may not know. But if it's somebody that has maybe 20K followers, their community is not that big, they are going to notice you. And a lot of people don't do this. So the people who do this get the reward. That's one thing about LinkedIn. If you do the work, you're going to get the reward, 100%. Engage on the posts of potential clients and genuinely look out for their content. Use the personalization message feature to send connection requests. There's a personalization feature on LinkedIn. You are not to send a random connection request when you are just starting out. You're supposed to look for people who are active and have what you want. This is very important. I remember I made this mistake of just following random people or connecting with random people, but you need to use the personalization message and send them a connection request. And it has to be people who are active, because the thing about LinkedIn, if you are not active, the people who follow you are not going to see you, and that is just going to affect your whole pod. So your personalization message will send to active people, will help your pod and your community of active people to also push your content and help you get that visibility. So only send connection requests to people who are active. Don't send connection requests to Mark Zuckerberg, who has not posted on LinkedIn for maybe 3 years. I don't know. But allegedly. Use the personalization message feature. It's very, very important. And when you use that message feature, you're not just sending anything. You're not just saying, hi, I love your content, I would like to connect with you. No, you're presenting yourself. You're selling yourself. Remember, everything you're doing on LinkedIn is you're selling yourself. But it doesn't take too much, maybe 2 hours in a week. If you're posting once in a week or twice in a week, just create that time to do what you need to do for that time that you are launching on LinkedIn. So the personalization message is very important. Just a hello, hi kind of conversation, but it's kind of a mini page, if you know what I mean. So volunteer, intern, and help others. That is another way to engage and network. volunteer. Look for somebody who's doing what you do, or somebody who has a company, who has a startup, who is a founder. Send the person a pitch. This is what you can do. This is what you're good at. Just tell them you are willing to volunteer for maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, as the case may be. You can also intern and then offer to help others. You can offer to help others if you have a skill that you can help others, maybe beginners in your industry or people who do not really understand some things in your industry. You can just create a 15 minutes coaching call, a 15 minutes call for them to just call in and get that clarity that they need. Call in and just help people get through their problems or their issues, either through your content or you actually offer to help. You don't go to their DM to offer to help. You just create a post and tell people, okay, I'm helping 10 people audit their portfolio, or I'm helping 2 people create a portfolio. And then maybe 2 founders will just send you a message and say, please, can you help us do this or something? And before you know it, they are recommending you. That's how I also got another opportunity. I volunteered for that person, and somebody in the community where I volunteered recommended me. So another thing you have to do is that you have to join communities. It's, yes, your profile engaging on their platform is good, but if the person has a community, like a newsletter, you can join the newsletter. You can sign up for the newsletter. If the person has another group on LinkedIn that they created, you can join the group. And if the person has a WhatsApp platform, you can also join WhatsApp platforms like that. There are WhatsApp platforms you can join, and there are people in those platforms recommending jobs every day. So that is it for engagement and networking. Always give value. Confidence and mindset. Yes, you are practically selling yourself when you get on LinkedIn. A lot of people are scared of LinkedIn because of this whole concept. You go on LinkedIn and you are seeing some 17-year-old who just got who wrote a Wall Street Journal, or who did one amazing thing, and you're just wondering, how is this possible? Or a 23-year-old who has just finished their master's, and you're like, oh my God, I'm not serious with my life. It happens all the time. But if you see yourself as valuable, it's just a matter of time. You are going to get there. You are going to celebrate. You are going to have your own. That's the truth. So never compare yourself with anybody. This is not a technical part, but this is mindset. This is the soft part. This is the soft skill that you need. This is the technique that you need. That is not technical. Never compare yourself with anybody. There are people doing amazing things on LinkedIn every day. Amazing things. But you are you. You have your value. You have done the work of learning a skill. You have done the work of building a platform or your profile or your brand on LinkedIn, your personal brand on LinkedIn. You are not going to reduce all of that to one post that somebody made. So whatever is happening in their own life, you celebrate with them, you continue with your own journey until you get what you want. Every person on LinkedIn has some form of value to give. Yes, position yourself as somebody valuable. I don't know how I'm going to say this, but you can be seen as valuable before the end of today if you make a valuable post. You can make an impact in somebody's mind if you make an impactful post from a research that you did or something or knowledge that you have before 10 p.m. today. So you are a person of value. You have value. And so does everybody on LinkedIn. Have the mindset that you have value and show up as that every day. This is so important because a lot of people actually get discouraged and leave LinkedIn because they feel that they don't have any value. And this is something I actually saw, I think yesterday or day before yesterday. This is an amazing storyteller, somebody who is into content writing, and she's so good, but she does not believe in herself. Like, you can see it in her post that this lady is struggling, and I don't know why. So have that mindset that you have value and you show up as that every day. Be authentic. As much as everything is going on, is looking flashy, be authentic, be true to yourself. What they are getting through clickbait, you can get it for real. What other people are trying to post that they have, you can have it for real on LinkedIn. So what's the point? What's the point of showing up as something that you're not when you can actually be that thing? And then play the long game. Play the long game. Don't give up in 3 weeks. Don't give up in 2 days. You posted twice. 2 people liked your post. You posted 3 times. On the 3rd day you posted, nobody had liked. In fact, from the 1st day, the 2nd day, and the 3rd day, nobody had liked your posts. It can be very discouraging, but don't take it to heart. Keep going. Keep going. You are going to get to that point where you will get noticed. Facts. You will get noticed. As long as you do the things that I've talked about, there is no way you will not get noticed. There's no way that you will not get the likes that you want if you engage, if you put that headshot right. Okay, so play the long game and keep going. Don't get discouraged. At least let it be that you got what you want, and then you can start overthinking it. But for the first 90 days, like I said, just make up your mind that this is something you're going to be dedicated to. And then your personal brand identity. Okay, LinkedIn is a text-based platform, so any attempt to be visually appealing is highly appreciated. Yes, this is a secret. You have to look good. You have to make the attempt to look good. Whether you're going to wear a suit for your photo shoot, whether you're going to wear a fancy dress, something that looks corporate, it's professional, it's a professional platform. You just have to put in the effort. That's it. You just have to put in the effort to make your visuals, that is your picture that goes with your content, your headshots, your banners. You just have to make the effort to make it look put together. It's as simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it. Just put in the effort to be visually interesting. Okay. So get a good professional headshot. That means you go to a professional. You go to a photography studio, or if you can do some really good work with your phone, good and fine. But the background must be plain. Use good pictures for your content. Whenever you're posting, just put in the effort. It's as simple as that. Effort. Let your picture always show clean, if possible, crisp content, picture, photo, or even if you're creating a video. LinkedIn has videos these days too. You can create a video, let it also look clean and good, because people get bored of seeing only text all the time. Your interesting picture can do a lot of work. Trust me, it can do a lot of work. Okay, and then the last thing, choose a brand color and stick to it. Choose a brand color. It's closed, but I know what I did there. So choose a brand color and stick to it. That means when you have a brand identity, the basic thing you can do when it comes to the topic of brand identity is to just pick a color. Pick a color that people can associate you with. There is someone on LinkedIn. She is a brand. I think she's a brand identity strategist and business owner. So she does brand work, identity work, and she is known as the Yellow Queen. Every time I see her post, it's yellow. Every time, I don't even have to even think about it. I know she's the one. That's her color. I use green, or some people use black. That consistency will just help you build your community. Once people, they don't even have to read what is there. They just know that you're the one. They just engage. They just know you're the one. They engage. So you need that identity for a period of time to stay, to get what you want. Okay. So that's it about identity. 4 things that you must avoid on LinkedIn. Oh my God, time is gone. Inconsistency, especially at the beginning. Don't try to do today, no tomorrow. Be consistent, even if it's for 1 month. Even if you can only do 1 month, be consistent. If you're going to post every day for 1 month, be consistent. If you're going to post 3 times in a week for 1 month, that was how I started. 3 times in a week for 1 month. be consistent, especially at the beginning, because you are building that algorithm, you are teaching that algorithm how to identify you. You're building your analytics, which is very important on LinkedIn. So don't be inconsistent. Don't post today and disappear tomorrow. Even if it's just for 10 days, post for that 10 days. Don't sell too often. Try to give more than you sell. That's LinkedIn for you. Don't try to sell too often. People want more value than you're trying to request for something, because the truth is that what you get in the world depends on the value that you give. So when you give the value, you are going to get the results that you want. Just don't try to sell too often. People don't just like things going down their throats all the time, their neck all the time. So try to avoid selling for the first few months until you have gained grounds and people know that, oh my God, I need to buy what this girl is selling. Whatever she's selling, I need to buy it. Until you have gotten to that point, just keep going. Neglecting your image or brand identity. There are people who are struggling on LinkedIn. They cannot even get one single lead, but their headshots, you are seeing it every day. That what kind of headshots is that? Your brand identity is important on LinkedIn, because that's where people, that simple headshot can do a lot for you. I'm serious, can do a lot. The fourth thing, writing on LinkedIn like you write on Facebook. This is the first thing that hits me when I got started building on LinkedIn. It's not Facebook. You can't just write anyhow. You have to use a strategy. Use the PAS, which is the problem agitation solution formula, or the storytelling formula. You can just go to ChatGPT and type in this PAS, whatever you want to write. You can just put the content in ChatGPT and tell it to make it in a PAS formula for you, or a storytelling formula. That is like a slippery slope. People get to read and understand and pick the value and move on. So if your content is too jam-packed, people will not really know what you're talking about. They just leave. Remember, attention is still key in this 2025, in this time and age. People lose attention span fast. So as much as you can, you try to hook them in with your hook or with your first few words before they can open the content to continue reading. So you want to bring them in. That's the slippery slope. Be clear and concise on what people can. Be clear and concise. At the end of the day, if you don't do anything, when you start writing on LinkedIn, if you don't use any formula, when you start writing on LinkedIn, be clear and concise so that people can easily pick the value and move on. Be clear and concise, very important. Just try to do more work on that. So yes, we have come to the end of the session. Please, I know time is gone, but if you have any questions, let's take them. Okay.
Oh, that was so rich.
Thank you.
It was so rich. The claps are coming in. Even me, I learned a lot, honestly. I could see where I could see my red flag on my LinkedIn right now without going to my LinkedIn page. I hope you all have seen a way to improve your LinkedIn profile one way or the other. Because me, I found where I'll now focus on. As it's starting today, I have a place I'll focus on right now. So the Q&A is open, and like you said, if you have only 2 questions, yes, if you want to ask more questions, that's the opportunity to ask your questions. We're going to the Q&A section, and we're going to the questions.
Okay, Felix,
Is,
I think
to click on the Q&A. So the first question is.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay. So I said, if someone is into educational research, like virtual assistant, data analysis, and visualization, and front-end development, can the person have more than one LinkedIn account to market these skills, or should the person be marketed in one single LinkedIn account? How best he/she professionally market these skills on LinkedIn? So this person is saying that if you have more than one skills in different areas, maybe it's active on all areas, should you go about putting content on these skills on one LinkedIn or make different LinkedIn for them?
You can create Two platforms, yes. But I do not advise that because LinkedIn bans accounts a lot. That's one thing. A lot of people have experienced it. A lot of people, I've never experienced it. I don't know why, but a lot of people get banned on LinkedIn every day because obviously some people are too fast, but some people have is because of the multiple accounts that they have. So if the bots, if the algorithm cannot really tell the difference between this account and this account, they are likely to shut them down. So it's not even advisable. It's not advisable for you to create more than one account. No. Instead, what you're going to do, because you are building a personal brand, you are coming on face front as you first, even before all your skills, and you are just one person. You are not an entity in form of an institution, in form of a business. You are you, and as long as you are showing up, except you have created a business as a virtual assistant, a service that you're offering, and it's a registered business, and then you can go ahead to open a LinkedIn account for that. If not, it's not advisable. What you can do is to combine the skills that you have, or pick the two of those skills that is in high demand, and then offer those skills. Okay, so it could be the virtual assistant and the software development. There's a way to tell your story that people are going to be able to see those two sides of you, but you have to come off as one person. Yes, as the value. You are the value. You are the person that people want to see. The problem that you solve as a virtual assistant, we want to see it. If you can solve a problem, your problems as a virtual assistant, they want to see it. The problems you solve as a software engineer, the people who need any of those services, they can hire you. It just depends on how you tell your story, especially because you're building a personal brand. Okay, so one account.
Okay, all right. So the second question is, as a back-end development student, is it appropriate for me to consistently share updates about my Bitwise weekly milestone project on LinkedIn? Bitwise is the project the back-end student actually built on, the live project they actually built on. So me, I'll say that I'm just giving advice, and then you can pitch in. Like you said, you have to talk about what you've done. You have to be quiet. So I think you have something that's already proven and it's working. You built something that's working. So why would you want to be quiet about it? Why not talk about, oh, this is what I built, this is what I used to build it. You can do a demo live code of it. You can do a video, possibly do videos of them texting their project, their website, whatever they built. So how it works, explain how it works, talk about the libraries or the languages you used to build it on. So yeah, I think you talk about your projects. Gemma, you can pitch in having say
Yes, absolutely. Talk about your growth milestones. You already got the right word, growth milestones. So you have milestones that you are catching up with. People want originality. They want to see that rough part of you, even more than those fancy things. So that rough part of you trying to figure out those steps and getting it right, people want to see it. People want to know that they are, especially because this is a niche where a lot of content is not being created. A lot of tech content creators, there's not enough tech content creators, I feel, generally. But on LinkedIn, some of them are on LinkedIn and they are doing amazing work. So there's a community there that is just waiting for somebody like them to post their content, for them to know that, okay, I'm not the only one. There's somebody out there like me. And before you know it, you are leading that community. You have social influence and leadership. You are ready for 2030. Okay, so post your growth milestones. Everything you achieve, as a matter of fact, every day you want to post on LinkedIn, post whatever you do. Just write about it in a way that people can understand. Okay, so let's take the next one.
Yeah. Okay, so the next question.
Is there another question?
Somebody says, if you click on the Q&A on your charts, you'll be able to see some of the questions. The Q&A section. on the screen there. You can
Okay,
start with
but I
questions.
prefer you reading it because I don't know how.
I can read them to you. Now I'm going to read them to you in case you just want a more visual like look into it. But I'll read them. I plan to read them. Somebody says for 1, 2, and 3, can I get more clarification? I think your question itself is not even clarified. Mohammed Akbar. Sorry if I pictured your last name, but can I get more clarification on which aspect of things your question is not clear? What do you need more clarification on? I enjoyed the lesson. That's nice to hear.
Thank you.
Please avoid fake job
How do you avoid fake job posts?
job offer.
How do you avoid fake job offers?
Yeah.
Do your research. Do your research. Find out the person, if it's an individual, go on Google, search if the person is actually doing that job or not. That's the first thing. So every time you get someone reach out to you, as a matter of fact, that's what I do. Automatically, I just go, it doesn't even matter the platform, go and just type in that person's name on Google and just check. It will lead you to another platform where you will see the comments of previous people that they have tried to, fumble, or previous people that they've tried to scam. Or you will just see something that will tell you that this is a red flag. And once you see that red flag, you pull out, especially if the person is asking you for a gig that they are not paying for. This is another way to avoid being scammed on LinkedIn. There are people on LinkedIn who would ask you to do something for them, but they will not pay you at the end of the day. This is the way to avoid that, is to take your money before you do anything. Either you take 70% of your money or you take all of your money. If you have enough presence on LinkedIn, there are people who will pay you all of your money. There are people who will pay you 70% of your money, but it is very important for you to take at least 50% of your money for anything that anybody is asking you to do, if it's a gig. But if it's a job, you need to verify the job. Go and search on NairaLand, search on every platform that you can find, to make sure Quora, Reddit, to make sure that the company is legit. When you go on Reddit, when you go on Quora, you're going to see original comments from companies that people have made. If that company is a scam, you will find out on Reddit, you will find out on Quora. So go and just do your research and you will see what you need to see. Then you can decide if this is a red flag, or if I just want to do it just in case and get the experience. So do your research.
Okay, so the next question is, how many skills do you really need before you know you are ready? How many skills do you really need before you know you're ready?
You just need one skill. When I say skills on LinkedIn, I mean the different parts of that industry. Perry, please tell us the different skills you need as a software developer. Just tell us 3. Java, 2 other ones.
It varies. It varies based on the person's field and all. It varies.
That's what I'm saying. As a maybe front-end developer, can you tell me 3 skills a front-end developer needs? Like 3 skills, like technical knowledge.
If you want to just know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you're literally good to go. It's a skill.
That's what I'm talking about. When I say skills, I do not mean industries, no, or niches. No, I mean there are skills inside of your niche. Personally, I'm a brand strategist and content writer. SEO is one of the skills I need. Research analysis is another skill that I need. Email marketing is another skill that all of these things fall under content writing and email marketing. So inside of these skills, inside of that single niche, there are skills inside of it, and those skills are important because some recruiters look out for the skills that they need for that role. So if the person does not have those skills, if you're in HRO, there are certain certifications you need to have as a HRO personnel for them to see you as a professional in an international standard. So it does break down skills inside your niche, not that you need to stack up niches or skills. No, that's not what I mean. Inside your single niche, there are different skills.
Okay, so on to the next question.
Okay, is that the last one?
No, I think you have like if you have a lot, so I'll just try to pick some of them now out. So I say thank you so much. This is an eye opener. For me, I'm a quality assurance engineer, currently on data science course because I needed Python for my automation testing environment. And I want to go into machine learning, talking about optimizing my LinkedIn profile. How do I merge these together to become one as a data scientist and quantity assurance engineer? I think it's also well, you just said that. Sorry, it's a reply back to this question. You said you needed the data science as a course. You needed to learn Python for your quality assurance engineer. So that's why you chose to enroll for data science because there is still the skill set you needed for it. So interrelated and they're linked. You can still merge them as one. Since they're all in the same group, the skill that is needed in quality assurance engineering. It's still the same thing. You can go both ways. Gives you more opportunities to swing any direction you want to actually swing. That's my own take on this.
Yeah, that's perfect. You already have a story. Your question is already your story. The way your question is already your story. It's already content. You're a quality assurance manager who needed data science to improve his portfolio, to improve his ability to get more roles. You are investing in yourself. That is a personal development move. That effort is already something that people can see, and somebody who needs the mix of those two skills can just call you, can just send you a message. Oh, I saw your post. How far have you gone into data science? How long will it take for you to graduate? That is your journey. That's what I'm talking about. You have to post your personal stories. So how you already know how those two things come into play. You said you needed your data, just like Perez said, you needed that data for your assurance and quality assurance skill and career. So the way you merge the two of them, that is how you just continue to merge the two of them and create your content and build your career like that. Those are two very, very strong skills, very, very strong career paths and qualifications that you can either choose to work together or differently. So just tell your story as one and explain your journey, whatever you achieve, your achievements, your experiences, your success stories, and then the value that other people can get from you. That's your content.
Okay, sorry.
Hello?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm still here. I'll try to unmute my mic. It just takes it's slower than usual. I don't know why. Okay, so you have the next question. Somebody said I'm a cybersecurity analyst beginner, cybersecurity analyst beginner, SEO strategist beginner, and I'm also a science tutor. How do I merge this skill in my headline future section? The about section.
So his SEO. Sorry, what's the first skill?
Is a SEO strategist. Is a cybersecurity analyst and also a science tutor.
A science tutor.
So he wants to know how he can merge this skill in one headline, out section.
Okay, so you have data, you have SEO strategists, You have, sorry, what's the first one again?
Security analyst and is a science
Cyber security analyst, and then you're a science tutor. You have to ask yourself the question of what, and the question of which of these skills is in demand that is going to give you the most opportunity. Which of these, between cybersecurity, SEO strategy, and science tutor, which of these skills are people looking out for that you are good at, and that there are people that are really, they have their money in their hand like this. They are just waiting for somebody that have the talent and the value to come, and they give you the money. So that is why you're going on LinkedIn. You're going on LinkedIn to be a person of value that will get paid. So look for which of those 3 skills can I optimize, can I leverage on? Because the truth is that you cannot expand yourself so much. If you do these 3 things, fine and good. It doesn't mean that you have to position for these 3 things, except you find a way to merge them. So your data analyst, your cybersecurity analyst, and SEO strategist, they work. You are working with the digital space, you're working with analysis. Those 2 things work. So you can position with those 2 things. You can say your headline is going to focus on maybe your SEO strategist. Now that is or could be the opportunity where most people are hiring. That's the area most people are looking for, because when the recruiters come on LinkedIn, they are looking for talent. So which one do you want them to find you for first, that you think is more valuable than any other thing? If you're a virtual assistant, if you have a skill as a virtual assistant and you have another skill as a YouTuber or something else that is not really, people are not really searching for those things, that you are wasting your time trying to position for those things that people are not searching for. Position yourself, do your assignments, do your research, find out between these 3 skills, which one is in high demand. I will always advise people to use ChatGPT because it's a shortcut. Go there, type in those 3 skills. Which of these skills is in high demand and is paying? Is it cybersecurity analysis or is it SEO strategist? Use that for your headline, because your headline has to really be focused. So you can say there are many ways that you can blend the 2 of them in, both your data analysis, both your SEO strategy and your cybersecurity. 2 of them can be in your headline together, but you have to do it in a way that is compelling, so that when they see, they are not confused that, oh, this person doesn't know what they are doing yet. They are splitted. Their attention is not, they are not focused. So you need that. If you can merge it and make it compelling, fine and good, they are going to take you serious. But the first thing you need to know is that you need, for your headline, you need focus, because people are going to say, okay, this is the person, she's in this industry, he's in this industry, he knows what he's doing. Once they can't really tell which area you're focused on, they've left. So you have to be very, very, very wise on that. Pick 1, pick 2. In fact, pick 2. Don't just pick 2. This night, pick 2. So you can send me more message. You can send me a message on that. You can send me a message on that later on. Yeah. We'll talk about it better.
So that's like the final question. That's also a question regarding LinkedIn accounts getting a blue tick and how to go about verifying. I think that's very self-explanatory on the LinkedIn accounts. You just click on verify my account. It asks you for a picture of your passport to do that, and it works. If you're having issues, then it's from LinkedIn side. Try to contact the customer support regarding it.
Okay, so I can contact parent later to do all of those other setup, to trash all of those other setup questions, or to trash the other questions. So if you have any other questions, you can leave it with her. Parent, is that okay?
Yeah, but I've dropped your LinkedIn in the comments. The link to your LinkedIn, so they can connect with you on LinkedIn also. And for those
Okay,
who
so
are
you
just
can send
to, they
so
can
you
get
can send
the
me.
link to Jemima's LinkedIn in the description also. And also we'll be posting it to all the Telegram groups in case you missed any side. So if you have any more questions regarding this, you can always reach out, connect with her on LinkedIn. That's why we're here. We're waiting network, connect with her
Okay,
and interact with her.
exactly. So you can send me a message on LinkedIn, and you can I still have other resources. If you still have messages, you can send me on LinkedIn, yes, and then I'm going to, answer them. But if you still have more questions, I have a guide, I have a course on personal branding, LinkedIn, everything is there. It's just a very short course that you can take and understand everything that you need to understand on LinkedIn. There is your messaging, your portfolio messaging, your personalization message, how to send your personalization messages, the templates, the PAS templates for you, your storytelling templates you can use to create your content on LinkedIn. And there is also a full guide of everything I just talked about LinkedIn. So you can reach out to me for any of those resources and I'll share them with you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jemima. It was a very, very rich session. I believe
Thank you.
we learned one or two things. Even me, I learned a lot. It was very nice having you here and sharing this knowledge with
Thank
us, and
you.
speak on how we can optimize our LinkedIn to be more visible and giving us that boost. Because I know the most discouraging part is posts and nobody is actually interacting. But I think with time, like you said, you have to always show up. You have to always keep on saying what you know, what you've learned. Consistency is the key. The long game is the key. So thank you very much.
Consistency and engagement. That's it.
Yeah,
For likes, for engagement on your post, you engage on others. That's the number one thing.
yeah. So you have to always talk about what you've learned. Always say you have knowledge to share. You just want her to put we're beyond them HTML and CSS. You just want her to you just learn to react. You just learn like do research, talk about it, like, oh, this is how you can go about it. I did this. You know that, you know that. So people even go about going to the graphical content. They make like this picture with the knowledge and they just post it and go about it there.
Yes, even
The
videos.
different approach to go about it. They always have knowledge to share. I even still see posts for like HTML for beginners. People still talk about HTML, and it's you see comments, reactions are coming in because beginners are also interacting.
Exactly. They are always
If you
beginners.
have
They are
any
always people with
knowledge, talk
knowledge.
about it, share it. Share it. Always talk about it. So, Jemima, thank you very much. It's actually nice having
All
you
right.
here.
Thank you,
I think we've
everyone.
really
Thank you so
done
much.
over time here, but the
Have a
knowledge was so
nice
rich.
night.
You have to continue to this to the ending. But it was so. Thank you for actually
Thank
accepting this
you.
invite. And so I think we can end this Writing Friday, and we see again next 2 weeks. Thank you guys for joining. I hope we all like had an insightful moment here. We see again next week, Friday. Okay, before we go, we also have our tip program coming up. Our tip 3.0 program. So what the tip program is, it's an actually a program whereby you build more projects. You want to build more projects, but as a team, it's other tracks like front end, back end. Want to build a full complete project and you have the idea, you can join the tip program. We're going to send more information out there. It's mainly for developers and project managers too, and everybody. We send more information across it and you people regarding that. Thank you guys for joining. I'll see you again in the next 2 weeks. Have a nice night.
Okay. All right.